Let's move to a domestic story here. Of course, this was the farmers protest yesterday following those 10,000. They said it looked to me to be slightly more than that. People at Westminster. Farmers have vowed to continue escalating unless Rachel Reeves agrees to talks. Let's have a listen to our friend Jeremy.
If she'd have wanted to take out the likes of James Dyson and investment bankers and so on, she would have used a sniper's rifle. But she's used a blunderbuss and she's hit all this lot. It was, as I understand it, it was a very rushed last-minute decision. And I think, you know, we all make mistakes in life, and I think it's time for them to say, you know what, we've cocked this one up a bit and back down. That's my view.
And farmers, Isabel, say they're not going to back down. They will continue to fight. They want to meet her. Look, the way these stories usually end is with a victory for the Treasury, sadly.
I mean, this government has shown that it can be, and almost always is, tremendously stubborn. You know, they feel invincible, even though we all know that Keir Starmer himself is like the least popular prime minister since God knows when. They're not for moving, are they, generally? You know, if they were, we have seen movement on the winter fuel allowance when so many of their own MPs were so uncomfortable with that. And on the farming thing, unfortunately, not that many Labour MPs get it. There will be a handful that do understand and perhaps have some constituents affected. So I don't feel the makings of a U-turn here, but what they might do at the next opportunity is bring in some kind of, I don't know, mitigating measure. But the farmers won't give up, because this is, again, it's existential for them. You know, this is really, really primal stuff. If you've run a farm for over 100, sometimes hundreds of years, your family have been on that land, and you're not doing it, as Jeremy Clarkson so powerfully presented, yes, you're not doing it to rake in loads of money. Yeah, there's a few rich farmers, but most of them aren't making very much in the way of profit. It's a way of life.
Yeah, it's a way of life, it's a culture, it's a, you know, if it was any other group of people, ordinarily the Labour Party would jump on that and go, we must protect these people and their culture and what they do. But of course, these are farmers, they're landowners, they're rich old duffers, and they're probably Tories as far as Keir and Rachel are concerned. And I think that plays a part in this as well.
Undoubtedly, and a lot of them will be Conservative leaning. I mean, really the best hope for, I think, the farmers is less that this government will see any sense and more that this government lasts no longer than 5 years at the absolute maximum. Unless it's another Labour government, I would expect any Tory/Reform administration reversing this will be one of the very first things that they do.
Indeed.